Of styles. Portland has been a running team and likes to keep an up-tempo. The Knicks have become predominantly a half-court team, and that's how they would like to control Portland tonight. It'll be interesting to see how Portland can force a faster tempo on the Knicks.
Terry Porter. Kevin Duckworth wide open. And the rebound pulled down by Charles Oakley. Outlet to Gerald Wilkins with Porter back. Vandeweghe open. Rebound comes off to Terry Porter. Kersey hits the cutter. Buck Williams draws the foul. It is Patrick Ewing with the foul. It is his first. 10.5 minutes to play. Opening quarter. New York leading Portland 4-2. Rick Adelman brings his team to New York with a 24-3 record. The Knicks are 12-13. Our game is tied 4-4. Buck Williams, his first field goal of the night. Williams, the NBA's leading field goal percentage shooter at 67%. He's in record territory, Steve.
He's had a sensational start at the offensive end. He's gotten a good opportunity to go against some people that just don't seem to be able to stop him. Drexler right at the iron.
And the Knicks are able to stop Drexler only by committing the foul. It is Gerald Wilkins and his first personal foul.
Where the Knicks have had their greatest problem this year has been in the area of defense and stopping opponents at critical times in the ball game. An example there is they let Drexler go too deep before they made him make a decision, and when you're 2 feet away from the basket, that's too late.
Clyde Drexler converts both free throws, and it's the Blazers who have scored 4 straight, now lead by 2. Mark Jackson to Kiki Vandeweghe. Vandeweghe guarded by Drexler. Duckworth knocks the entry pass away from Ewing. Blazers have another steal. Porter, 4-3. Rebound, Charles Oakley. Excellent outlet pass to Wilkins. Misses Jackson. Third Knick turnover. Terry Porter has Duck on the right. Kersey, slash and score. Pretty play.
I want to know where he came from because he did not appear to be in the pack, and suddenly, bing, he was right at the basket. John McLeod wants a timeout.
Blazers have scored 6 straight. 9:19 to go. Quarter.
From looking as though he had an easy conversion, the ball is back to Terry Porter, who finds the outstretched hands of Jerome Kersey right in front of Kiki Vandeweghe for 2.
9:19 to go, quarter number 1. Madison Square Garden, New York City. The update on Computerline Fast Stats. And again, the Blazers have been very alert in the passing lanes and have scored the last 6 points.
What you want against the New York Knicks is to make them a perimeter team. But the guy that you know is most dangerous offensively is Patrick Ewing. And you want to try to keep the other players out of the mix as much as you possibly can, and then transition to a quick score against them as often as you can.
Porter over Mark Jackson and scores. And so all 5 Blazers now have 2 points. The balance shows on the scoreboard. It's a highway patrol score. 10-4, 8:40 left, first quarter. Jackson finds Ewing and Patrick can't finish. Excellent pass. Knocked away. Well, I'll tell you, Steve, when you find the ball moving down the floor without even hitting the hardwood, you really have a team in transition, and the Blazers have run the floor very well tonight.
Well, they realize that that's one of the ways that they can make it easy for themselves tonight is to keep a lot of pressure on the Knicks, who are not a good team in transition, who don't like the open court game. Drexler
floats it up, but it kicks off, and finally Vandeweghe corrals it and then loses it. So the Knicks so far are anything but proficient, and a few boos cascade from the upper reaches of the Garden.
They don't like the effort here. So far, the Trailblazers have been the most aggressive team. They have beat the Knicks to the basketball. They've made more things happen in the first 4 minutes of play.
Oakley with his 3rd rebound. Transition with Jackson, and he scores. Mark Jackson. He has 4 points, and it's 10-6. The Blazer run broken at 8 straight.
Those are the 2 players that benefit the most from the running game, Jackson and Wilkins.
Terry Porter fakes Jackson in the air, and Mark blocks the shot. Kersey tracks him down. Jackson through. And a jump ball is called. Excellent defensive play. Maurice Cheeks is on the injured list. Let's go to our scouting report.
The strength of the New York Knicks, of course, is the man in the middle, and they have some great athletes, but they don't really have enough shots for everybody. They're not a strong perimeter team.
Porter, stripped by Jackson. Finds Oakley, and the Oaks score. So after the timeout, New York comes back strong, and it's now 10-8. 7.5 minutes to go, first quarter.
If you're going to look at styles of play, but that open court game is going to benefit Portland more, and now Portland has turned the ball over the last 3 times. Wilkins blocked.
Clyde Drexler, sensational play. Vandeweghe in the corner. Kiki. Score! Well, sometimes timeouts work, Steve, and that one certainly did for John McLeod and his New York Knicks.
I'm not sure it was a timeout as much as it was what the Trailblazers did. That they tried to force a couple of things that turned out to be easy opportunities for the Knicks, which they took advantage of.
Duckworth over Ewing. And it falls. Second basket for Kevin Duckworth. Trailblazers 12 and New York 10. Knicks led 4-2. Blazers scored 8 straight. Knicks countered with 6 in a row.
You look in the last 6 minutes of play, how many times Patrick Ewing has touched the ball, and that's one of the problems that they have when they stretch the game out. There are long periods of time which he will not handle the ball. Wilkins over the top.
And Drexler the other way. Rebound Charles Oakley. 4th rebound of the game for Oakley. Lead pass to Ewing in deep. Help gets there. Shot is blocked. Save Buck Williams. 3 men back, and Porter slows the offense and takes the open jump. Terry Porter. Portland 14 and New York 12. Knicks under McLeod have played a deliberate style. Their last 8 games, opponents are averaging less than 93 a game. McLeod says he does not want to run with Portland. Wilkins.
Wilkins is a street perimeter player and has knocked down his last 2 opportunities, but he's been wide open in those efforts. And Portland switches a lot. No one came to Gerald Wilkins.
Tie ball game at 14. Buck Williams. Rebound inside. Drexler feeds Buck. Nice play. 16-14, Blazers on top. Knicks are an outstanding defensive rebounding team, but not a good offensive rebounding team. They're 22nd in the league in that category. The Blazers are one of the NBA's best offensive rebounding units. Jackson in trouble. Charles Oakley.
Well, Oakley has been dying to get a look at the basket.
Duckworth. Yes. Half a dozen for Kevin Duckworth. Portland 18 and New York 14. Vandeweghe healthy for the first time in 4 years. Ball deflected away, and here's Porter again. Porter by Oakley and scored. A 22nd timeout with Portland behind Hakeem Olajuwon.
Notice they dropped 2 men to Ewing, but he has gotten used to it. But you can see that Portland's going to have a chance to get that rebound. Knicks have to come from deep out on the floor.
In transition, Duckworth. Rebound Oakley. It is his 6th. Mark Jackson. Vandeweghe open. His spot. And missed again. Ewing knocked it out. Ball should belong to the Trailblazers. That's a bad call.
Will that be the only bad call we'll see tonight? Clearly tipped by Ewing. Tommy Wood stood there as though he never saw what happened.
Ewing to the backdoor cutter. Nice pass, and Oakley benefits.
That's one of the things that the Knicks really need to do more of. That takes a lot of pressure off of Ewing as a center, but they are a team that stands a lot on the perimeter.
Jerome Kersey over Vandeweghe. Rebound inside Patrick Ewing. Mark Jackson finds Oakley. Ewing, top of the key. Outside his range, and he proved it. Jackson, nice blind lead for Ewing. Here come the Blazers. 2 men back. Kersey Drexler. Yes. Portland 22. Knicks 16. 2:45 left. Quarter number 1. I was going to mention earlier, Maurice Cheeks is on the injured list right now, Steve, and a badly bruised windpipe. So Jackson's getting the big minutes at point guard. Ball belongs to Portland off the knee of Gerald Wilkins. We have a timeout. 2:33 left, first quarter. Portland by 6. Well, we've just had basketball's equivalent of the rain delay. Ball to Clyde Drexler.
You also know that he's not going to stop you at the defensive end. They come right to Duckworth. Good opportunity, doesn't get to go.
Here comes Gerald Wilkins. Mark Jackson. As a rookie, they called him Action Jackson. He was struggling so badly last year, they were ready to call him Traction Jackson. Wilkins. Behind the back pass, and Eddie Lee wasn't ready. Boy, there was one for the highlight tape. Eddie Lee, terrible shot. Oakley's got it, beats the buzzer and scores. That was an awful series, but the Knicks ended up making it work. 22-18. Buck Williams. Yes. 6 points for Buck Williams. Look at the Blazer balance. 6 for Williams, 6 for Duckworth, 6 for Porter, 4 for Drexler, and 2 for Jerome, who led the team in scoring and rebounding in the Denver game. We have a violation prior to the shot. Foul is called on Portland. It's Buck Williams. First personal foul, second team foul on the Blazers, but it's the team's first personal in the last 2 minutes of the quarter. Now, Steve, Terry Porter comes out, Danny Ainge comes in, and is booed by the fans who recall not too fondly his many years with the Boston Celtics. And for New York, coming into the game is Kenny Sky Walker replacing Kiki Vandeweghe. Walker was on the injured list much of the year. This is only his 5th game back.
He hurt his knee in Barcelona. They thought it was going to be just a short timeout, but it's been a protracted injury. He's finally gotten himself back and ready to play. We'll see how he performs. Most of his game is from 15 feet and in.
Gerald Wilkins looking for Eddie Lee. Gerald Wilkins, short. Eddie Lee, scores. Eddie Lee Wilkins, a big, physical, powerful man. Score now, 24-20, Blazers by 4. 1 minute to go, first quarter. Ainge with Jackson.
Again, as long as you have this advantage, you got to take the most of it. And they're getting the ball right at point-blank range for Kevin Duckworth. He scores this time.
Blazers shooting over 50%, 12 of 23. The Knicks only 9 of 23. Oakley to Jackson. Passed out of bounds.
They make the extra pass. Kenny Walker was not really ready to receive it. It wasn't the best pass from Mark Jackson. Knicks double.
Ball out to Cliff Robinson, who's checked in for the Blazers. Robinson wearing number 3. Shot clock at 10, game clock 21. Danny Ainge, dump it off. Buck can't score, and New York will have the final shot of the first quarter. Five seconds. Jackson for 3, spins out. Rebound loose, and that's it. 1 quarter complete from New York City. Portland 46. New York, Young, number 21, will match with him for the Blazers.
Now, with this unit that they have out on the floor, they don't have a lot of offense, and Portland should really try to be aggressive, and you're going to get some shots from some unexpected places, but you should be able to convert very easily. The guy that will give you the most trouble is Wilkins and Eddie Lee Wilkins.
Shot on the way by Buck. Won't fall. Rebound up for grabs and finally corralled by Eddie Lee Wilkins.
And Jonathan Starks has played well for these Knicks. As a guy that played for the Warriors and couldn't make it, went to the CBA, and since they've activated him, he's had some strong ball games for John McLeod.
And averaging over 10 a ball game. Eddie Lee. Second basket for Eddie Lee Wilkins on the season, averaging 5 points a ball game. Danny Young with John Starks. Aggressive pressure by Starks. Shot clock at 10. Danny Ainge. Long rebound. Danny Young has got it. Eddie Lee's down, but up and all right.
Young trying to be aggressive against Starks, gets the foul.
Danny slow to get up. Mark Bryant will now come in for Portland. He'll replace Buck Williams. And our scoreboards are out again.
Well, while the scoreboards are out, one thing is the second unit must what the Trailblazers are trying to do. And I think you have to be the most aggressive team, particularly when you bring your second units out on the floor. Make them play a game that they're really not comfortable in playing. Walker.
Walker can't do it. Wilkins had the rebound. It is knocked away from him by Danny Ainge, and the foul is called on Danny Ainge. It is the first foul on Ainge, and Portland's first team foul of the quarter. Wayne Cooper coming in for the Trailblazers. Cooper played 17 minutes and did a good defensive job on Patrick Ewing in game 1. The teams played in Portland mid-November, and the Blazers won 141 to 125. Eddie Lee Wilkins, his shot off the mark. Cooper rebounds. Portland leading 28 to 22. Mark Bryant
right at the basket, can't finish.
Rebound Oakley. And here comes John Starks. Starks is out of Oklahoma State, if you're wondering where I went to school. Kenny Walker.
Went to 4 schools in 4 years, so you picked the one that you like the most. That's where Walker's most effective. He feels very comfortable playing with his back to the basket.
28-24. Blazers leading by 4. And now the scoreboard comes back on. But the time that it shows and the score that it shows is what was in effect when we last had power. Now let's see if they update the time and the score. Our score is 28-24. What the scoreboard shows right now is 26-22. Fortunately, we have one of the NBA's senior officials.
And I think you'll just see it run for a while and see what happens.
Flip Robinson. New York rebound. Number 32, Gerard Mustaf. He's out of Maryland, came out early. Nice steal, Danny Young. Young, one of those few players in the league each year who has more steals than turnovers. Fake Starks off his feet, missed the jumper. And the rebound to John Starks. May have gotten poked in the eye. Asks for a 20. They've already taken their 20. Trent Tucker, three-point field goal. 28-27. Portland's lead is 1. We have 8:50 to play. Second quarter, scoreboard's working again. Ainge backdoor cut. Nice pass from Robinson. Danny Ainge with his second field goal. Portland by 3. Pat Lafferty, Steve Jones courtside here in New York with our executive producer, director George Wash, coordinating producer J.R. Hellman. Starks missed it a mile. Shots like that will get you back to the CBA. Danny Ainge. Penetration, fade, rebound Mark Bryant, fake, go up, float, won't go. And the Knicks lose the ball, but they say deflected by Portland. Mark is one guy that really would like to do well here, Steve, because of course he played at Seton Hall, and this is back home, a lot of family watching the game.
If he can continue to get rebounds and putbacks like that, he'll have a chance. They knock the ball loose, but it comes back to Mustaf.
Eddie Lee Wilkins fights for it, and finally it kicks out to Trent Tucker. Down low to Eddie Lee, bumping with Coop, can't score. Rebound Portland, Mark Bryant walks the tightrope, and here come the Blazers leading by 3. This has been a strange quarter.
Well, both teams have their second units in, and they haven't figured out where their offense is yet. Danny Young travels, so Flip Robinson had the right idea with the pass, and Portland couldn't convert Eddie Lee. And it'd be interesting to check shots per minute for Eddie Lee Wilkins. Comes out of the ball game, Patrick Ewing in. Now you'll watch this offense become Ewing dominated as they try to go through Patrick Ewing and get some hoops.
Scoring in this quarter, Knicks 7-4. Tucker from well outside the three-point line, and buries another. Trent Tucker, last of the Mad Bombers, ties the game at 30. His second 3. Ainge with Tucker. No foul call. Nix really trying to be aggressive defensively. And there's the foul, a reach by Trent. One thing the Knicks have done since the game started, they have become much more aggressive defensively.
Second unit comes in. They try to play very aggressively. Tucker is a very good defender, particularly on the ball at the point of attack. And Ainge is trying to shake him right now.
Ainge is free. Not that free. Danny Young. Yes. Danny made 7 of 8 shots in the game against Denver for a career-high 21 points, including 3 3-pointers. Foul is on Danny Young. First foul on Danny Young. Second team foul on the Blazers. Knicks also with 2 team fouls in the quarter.
When you talk about defense, it's important to know the player's tendencies and habits. And with Tucker, he likes to play 3-point shot an inning. He doesn't really like to take 2-point field goals. They double on Ewing.
Finds Mustaf. Shot is blocked. We have a foul. Mark Bryant. First foul on Mark, 13 foul on the Trail Blazers.
Trying to find Ewing.
Bring him across. Blazers made it tough. They sent him through a minefield going through that key. Now Ewing works inside. The block by Cooper and the foul on Wayne Cooper. First foul on Wayne. Points tonight. A year ago in 2 games against the Blazers, Ewing averaged 41.5.
He has periods where he won't score, and then he'll explode big time. Cliff Robinson
Tries the Ewing special and puts it down. Post up, turnaround jumper. For Cliff Robinson, his first basket. Cliff's hometown, Buffalo, New York. Blazers lead by 4. Halfway through the second quarter. Trent Tucker.
That's a 2-point field goal. He doesn't like those. And for some reason, he's one of those guys that can make 3-point shots and can't make 2. Bryant on the wing.
Porter will slow it down. Drexler. Steal, Trent Tucker. With Walker coming. And Kenny scores. 34-32. The Blazer lead is 2. 5:15 left first half. Porter for 3. Rebound knocked out by Wayne Cooper. Substitution, Jerome Kersey and Kevin Duckworth for the Blazers. Kiki Vandeweghe and Mark Jackson return for New York. Walker and Starks out.
Portland had a chance to stretch it a little bit. And to the Knicks second unit credit, they did a good job of cutting into the lead and staying close.
Shot on the way by Patrick, no good. Rebound Kersey. Bodies flying. Duckworth open.
Drexler.
Clyde Drexler. Spectacular offensive follow. Half a dozen for Clyde. And Portland leads by 4. 4.5 to play. Second quarter. Ewing doubled. Shovel to Vandeweghe. And rolls off.
Ewing.
Drexler in the middle. Knicks back. Trailer. Entry. Clyde. Way short. Robinson caught it in midair and put it in. 38-32. Portland by 6. Game clock on your screen as we hit the 4-minute mark. Ewing only 1 of 7 from the field.
You see how the defense is sagged back in. They want to make Ewing take some tough tries. He gets that one to go in.
4 points for Patrick Ewing. Now 2 of 8 from the floor, 0 of 2 from the line. 38-34 our score. Robinson over Mustaf. Mark Jackson with the rebound. And that Mark Jackson patented high dribble out of backcourt. Vandeweghe. Ewing. Mustaf. Block inside. Clyde Drexler. And lost the ball. Charles Oakley will return for New York with 3:19 to go in the quarter.
When you look at the Knicks offensively, the ball goes in, you see the centers willing to pass, but they don't have any cutters. So when the double or the triple comes, they're actually accommodating the defense by throwing the ball back out rather than throwing it in the direction of the basket.
Shot clock is at 11. In clock at 3:19. Ewing bowls his way into Duckworth and goes over him to score. 38-36. Game tempo much to New York style. This is what McLeod wanted to do. He slowed the Blazers down. Jerome. Yes. Second basket for Jerome Kersey. 40-36. Foul is called. And we have a timeout. 2 minutes, 42 seconds to play first half. Portland leading New York by 4. Knicks to the pressure defense. Shot clock at 10.
Looking for Drexler against Mark Jackson.
Find Duckworth.
The reason that happened, Ewing quickly sucks back into the lane. Drexler makes a good decision. Duckworth is wide open.
Inside, outside accordion action. Move the defense. Duckworth with 10. Moving up on 2 minutes now. Left in the first half. Portland by 4. 2 minutes. Inside strong move, can't pay off with a bucket. Vandeweghe, offensive rebound, and the 24 shot clock expires. And so Portland will have the ball. You get a good look at John McLeod in his 18th year as an NBA coach. Question the officials are discussing now is whether or not the 24-second shot clock should have been reset. And the answer is probably not, but the officials aren't sure. I don't recall, Steve, the ball ever hitting the rim or the backboard, but now they're going to have a jump ball.
One official thought that the Ewing shot hit it. The other said no, as Vandeweghe tried to get the shot in the air. And as they do when they have this kind of no decision, they have a jump ball.
Let's have a re-jump. Rick Adelman, his team receiving an awful lot of respect this week in the New York media. Here's the pass, and Kersey jams it home. Half a dozen for Jerome, and it's 44-38, Portland by 6. Minute 40 to go, second quarter. Ewing.
That's what you don't want to give Ewing a chance to go solo. That time he just missed the shot at the iron. And Porter's yelling to Duckworth, you got Kiki on you. They'll go away from him, give him a chance to go to work.
Ewing didn't come to help. Shot was missed. Another Oakley rebound. New York down half a dozen. Wilkins. And we've got a foul called on Clyde. Just clipped the elbow. Second personal foul on Clyde Drexler. Steve, I know a lot of fans in the Northwest have been concerned about a lack of national respect, but as we see the New York papers and hear the talk shows and television sportscasts, they are talking about this Blazer team as the best in the NBA, and some rave
that comes from that. That's the kind of performance that if you continue to have, then you'll always have that national spotlight.
1 minute to go in the quarter. The Blazer drive, and the Buck Williams stuff. 8 for Buck Williams, and Portland now leading by 6 at 46-40. We're in the final minute of the quarter. Blazers shooting just under 50%. Knicks have made only 16 of 44 shots. That's less than 40%. Gerald Wilkins. 46-42 Blazers.
Wilkins with a nice controlled effort that time. Oakley
jump ball. Jump ball. Good call. Charles Oakley hustling in to tie up Terry Porter. Terry all right?
And Porter got a piece of Oakley's arm across the bridge of the nose or right across his eye.
Oakley, one of the NBA's strongest men. And the Blazers get the tap. Overthrown pass. Drexler tried to hit Buck Williams and just threw it too high. We have 32 seconds to go, second quarter. Blazers leading 46-42. Blazers have 20 points in this quarter. The Knicks have 22. Shot clock running about 7 ahead of that game clock. Vandeweghe, two-point try, no good. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Buck Williams as Oakley had inside position on it. Oakley has been dominant in the battle with Buck Williams for board play tonight. Buck, though, an awful strong run on the boards, and Porter steals. Lead to Jerome. Drexler scores, and no foul is called.
Oakley was trying to draw the foul. It should have been one of those where he was still moving, didn't get it. Vandeweghe quickly the other way.
Second basket for Vandeweghe. 3.5 seconds to go in the quarter. Drexler counts if it goes, and that's it. It is halftime at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Our score, the Portland Trail Blazers 48, the New York Knickerbockers 44.
The defense sags off Porter. He gets that perimeter shot to go in. Most of the time, Portland has been able to take advantage of their athleticism, their quickness to the basket, and score the high percentage field goal. For the New York Knicks, they got a lift and a shot in the arm from Eddie Lee Wilkins. Wilkins is a guy that is underrated but can score the basketball. Portland, with some good hustle play of their own, get the opportunity from Cliff Robinson to go in. Jerome Kersey can't control the tap in the air, but it comes to Drexler, who finds Kersey for a thundering jam.
Our halftime computer land stats board. A lot of balance on both sides of the ledger.
It has been that kind of night. Duckworth got off to an excellent start, followed by Gerald Wilkins. Portland's leading rebounders, Terry Porter, surprisingly. Charles Oakley.
Press written consent of the Trailblazers is prohibited. Third quarter underway. Portland leading New York 48-44. 30th time the teams have played here in New York. Blazers have 8 wins and New York 21. Vandeweghe, first shot of the third quarter, rebound to Clyde Drexler.
They have been some very close and exciting games through the history of the two teams. And the Knicks have always performed well here on their home court, but this year it has really been a struggle for them. And because of that, they've gotten a lot of heat from the press.
Here's Porter with the drive, and a foul is called. It's on Charles Oakley. That's the first foul on Charles Oakley in the ball game. There is no one in the ball game for either side that has 3 personal fouls. So that should not be an issue tonight. Clyde Drexler. Yes. 10 points for Clyde. Second player in the game to hit double-figure scoring. Duckworth the other. 50-44 Portland.
One of the trademarks of the Trailblazers season so far is they've had a big period where they've exploded on their opponent. They've yet to have it tonight as Wilkins comes back. Will it be the third or fourth, or will it continue to be tight all night?
Drexler misses. Wilkins had the rebound, but then kicked it up court. Drexler to Porter. The cutter is Williams. Fades Duckworth. And Kevin scores.
But Ewing got knocked down in the process of trying to deny Buck Williams an inside opportunity. That left Duckworth wide open.
And as they say back here, no harm, no foul, no blood, no ambulance. 52-46. Ewing draws the foul on the drive inside. Jerome Kersey. First foul on Jerome.
Cloud looks as though he wants to chop.
Left third quarter. Kevin Duckworth. And Duck has shot very well. He is 7 of 12 from the field, has 14 points. Wilkins.
Duckworth goes flying out of there, and usually in that case, they've got someone with the push underneath. Ewing picks up the personal foul.
John McLeod, 680 career wins in the NBA. Rick Adelman, by the way, Steve, on this road trip could get to the 100 win mark. He came into tonight's game with 97 wins and only 47 losses. Buck Williams.
You heard the yell, and that's from John McLeod. He's telling his team to help.
Shot clock 5.
Against Vandeweghe.
56-48. The lead is 8. Timeout, New York. 9:33 left. Quarter number 3. Clyde Drexler left open. Wilkins lost Clyde. And Drexler made him pay the price. Clyde has a dozen. The Blazers lead again 8.
There's some confusion by the Knicks at where they want to go at the offensive end, trying to get Gerald Wilkins the basketball.
Vandeweghe lost the ball as he tried to make a move on Jerome Kersey. So the Blazers forcing another Knick turnover, and Portland has taken good care of the basketball tonight. Again, only 5 first-half turnovers. Terry to Duck. Rebound inside Oakley. Long outlet Ewing. No. Stolen. Kersey.
There were three fouls by Mark Jackson that weren't called, which got the timeout, which is going to get the 22nd. Now, you see how many timeouts they've called?
Vandeweghe by Drexler. Splits the defense. Took everybody on, but couldn't score. Jackson. Shot blocked. Half out. Clyde with the ball. 2 men ahead. Finds Jerome. The trailer Duck. The foul is called.
At both ends of the floor, you see that the Trailblazers are reacting better. They're more alert. Defensively, they're closing in, making it difficult for the Knicks to get inside opportunities. They had more people at the other end of the floor. The player that was drafted to take the place of Bernard King. There is only one King, and Kenny Walker didn't have that kind of game, and the crowd here expected it.
Wilkins, triple team. Kenny Walker. Rebound to Drexler, and the Blazers run again. New York back. Portland leading by a dozen. This is the largest lead of the ball game. 7 minutes left, third quarter. Kersey. Foul on the rebound.
Over the top.
Oakley had taken roots inside, and Buck decided to chop down a mighty oak. Second foul on Buck Williams. Ewing. Help gets there a little late.
That's when Ewing is most dangerous in a one-on-one situation, like Kevin Duckworth, using his body, gets inside right at the rim.
Porter breezes by Jackson and scores. Terry Porter, 10 points. And Portland back up by 12. 6:20 left, third quarter. Blazers trying to beat the Knicks here for the second straight year.
And notice how dominating Ewing is becoming at the offensive end. Nobody else is shooting the basketball. They're trying to set everything around him. When they do that, they get no movement. The ball usually comes back out. They have to shoot over the top.
Jackson for 3. No, but the Knicks have it back, and the ball is knocked away from Oakley by Buck Williams. Foul is called on Buck. Correction, Kersey called for the foul.
Credit the save, and as he was coming down looking to see if he had a receiver at the other end, Walker stepped in, stripped him of the ball.
3 team fouls on Portland and 4 on New York in the quarter. We're halfway through the period, and the Blazers lead 64-52. You see New York's half-court offense. Mark Jackson can score. Ewing follows. Heartbreak roll. Rebound, Buck Williams. Buck. Porter. Drexler. Slap there. There's the foul. You could hear the contact, but we had a very late whistle.
The crowd does not like it, but Drexler was fouled as he made his initial spin by Charles Oakley.
You could hear the rustling of the leaves, Steve. Television Network. Shot clock at 15. Gerald Wilkins. Patrick Ewing. Ewing now asserting himself. 8 in the quarter and 14 in the game. 65-54, Portland by 11.
He's asserting himself, and the Knicks are also struggling to score as a team. He's got 8 of the 10 points, and Portland's balance is beginning to prevail. Shot clock under 10.
Foul called on the screen. Buck Williams. Third personal foul. So the officials now starting to call the contact a little more closely. 5 minutes to play in the third period. Blazers really aggressive at helping on the defensive end. There's Ewing.
Ewing's in one of those rhythms. His job right now is to keep his team close and in the ball game. They're within 9.
Garden fans come alive for the first time tonight. Shot clock at 10. Duckworth inside with Ewing. Can't score. Duckworth rebound. Fake. Heartbreak roll. Duckworth again. Could be a big boost for New York. Deflection by Porter. Steal. Kersey. Drexler. Yes. 9 in the quarter, 17 in the game. New York had a chance to get the emotional edge back their way a little bit, Steve, and instead it's a 4-point swing.
Well, you know, most of the time they're going to come into Patrick Ewing. You could see the pass coming. The deflected. Buck Williams with a huge block that time, but they're going to put Wilkins on the line.
Fourth personal foul on Buck Williams, and Cliff Robinson. 9 and 3:45 to go in the quarter. Porter with the ball. Let's watch. Duckworth. Jerome Kersey. It's Clyde.
They've got Ewing out on the outside. Drexler for 3.
And Drexler continues his torrent shooting in the quarter and his torrent three-point shooting. Steve, he's over 37% on the year from three-point range. Far and away his best performance. Blazers by a dozen. Ewing.
You know that the Knicks do not cut. That's what's allowing Portland's defense to be so strong. Drexler. They tried to get the lob at the basket, and it was just a little bit off as we go to a timeout.
2:55 left, third quarter. Portland in control, leading the Knicks by 12.
The Trailblazers, the most explosive and sometimes the most artistic team in the league. As you see, a beautiful effort by Drexler right at the iron, but
we're inside of 3 minutes to play in the third quarter, and the Blazers leading 70-59. Starts with Porter. Carey. Rebound. Patrick Ewing. Here comes Starks, pushing hard. Wilkins wanted the shot, fumbled the ball away. Ewing, double team, triple team. Shot clock at 10, at 7, at 5, at 3. Starks. Rebound, Ewing, Blazer foul. No one else has more than 8. Correction, Gerald Wilkins now with a dozen. We've got some new faces for the Blazers, as you see. Danny Ainge back in. And here's Ainge with a shot and buries it. Bottom of the climb for Danny Ainge. 6 points for Danny. Portland 72, New York 61. The double on Ewing and Starks for 3. Duckworth, the rebound for the Blazers. Minute 35 to go in the third quarter.
They have a mismatch with Robinson. Good pass to Duckworth.
Kevin Duckworth, 18 points. So Kevin and Patrick Ewing dead even on the score chart, 18 points apiece. Minute 20 to go in the period.
What Portland is doing at the defensive end, whenever the ball comes inside, they're forcing a perimeter shot, which allows them to get in transition. If they could pick it up, they had numbers.
Now they'll slow it down, set the offense. Ball with Danny Ainge. 1 minute to go in the quarter. Robinson can't score, will try again, ball knocked away. For Portland, Wade Cooper will come into the ball game, and Trent Tucker checks in for New York. Kevin Duckworth out for the Blazers. Gerald Wilkins out for the Knicks. Blazers have equaled their largest lead right now at 13 points. Ainge, catch and shoot. Nice rub off. Wade Cooper just rubbed off Starks, and that freed up Danny for the shot.
But you have Jonathan Stark trying to do things offensively he's really not capable of doing. So you got him shooting the ball, trying to penetrate, trying to create short.
Ball comes out to Tucker, the man that missed the last shot. Shot clock is at 5. Ewing will take it and score. Loves that left baseline shot. Works off there most of the time, and Patrick now has 20. The shot clock and the game clock separated now by 2 seconds. Danny Ainge tonight, 5 of 7 from the field. Shot clock at 10. At 5. Shot clock at 2. Cooper. And that's it. We have played 3 quarters at Madison Square Garden in New York City. And the Portland Trail Blazers, the NBA's best, lead New York by 13. Division race right now. That'll be on January 3rd. Let's update the lineups now. Danny Young has also come in for Portland, so the Blazers with the whole second unit in, except for Jerome Kersey. Here's Danny Ainge. He is fouled. Fouled by Trent Tucker. Trent, I think, gave him a shot right in the stomach as he went up for the shot. Our update on the Computerland stats board, and it shows you how consistent the Trailblazers have been. Portland also just about even in the battle of the boards now. Knicks lead in region. And Portland leads by 15, largest lead of the ball game. Opening minute, fourth quarter. Starks staggers and went out of bounds. Can't believe he didn't get the foul call. Point guard, not his natural position. Attendance tonight, 19,081. 4th sellout of the year.
They have someone over who does play that position. They're about to put him in a ball game, and that's Greg Grant. But in the East, they don't play the open court, so that nullifies any contribution he might make. They get a foul against Charles Oakley.
4th foul on Oakley. And Starks comes out of the ball game, and there's Greg Grant. Now, he's also a local, Trenton, New Jersey, Trenton State, only 5'7". You may remember him a year ago with the Phoenix Suns.
They give Robinson an open court in an isolation. He tried to go by Oakley, but traveled into process.
And while we're talking about hometown, Steve, it'd be nice if Ala Abdelnaby could get a shot tonight, because, of course, he's a former Prep Player of the Year in New Jersey before he went on to Duke. And the Blazers right now are looking like Rick Adelman's going to be able to give everybody a shot. Greg Grant. Hey, came off the bench cold and buried it. Greg Grant, averaging 2 points a game, gets a deuce. 78-65.
Well, Grant scored 30-plus a game at some point, so you know he has some offensive ability. You just can't leave him wide open. Good defensive job by Trent Tucker.
Kersey with Ewing on him, forced the shot up and put it in with 8 left on the shot clock. 8 points tonight for Jerome. Portland by 15. Grant, drive, dish, and Oakley's got it. Shot clock at 10. Grant in the corner. Ewing throws it off. Wilkins back in for New York.
Hopefully he comes out of the ball game. The Knicks get smaller. We'll see how their rebounding efforts go. Hopefully he's been able, along with Ewing, to give them some second chances. But what they need right now is some offense.
Wilkins can provide it. Missed. Spin. Reverse the floor. Tucker made 2 threes in the first half. Ewing for Graham. 22 for Ewing. But Portland leads by 13. 10 minutes to play. Blazers on the road this year, 9-2. New York at home only 5-7. No wonder they're restless here. Cooper.
Crowd trying to rally behind that monstrous jam of Ewing, but Portland has advantages all over the floor. We'll see if they take advantage of it. Cliff Robinson does not seem to be able to hang on the ball.
Wilkins. Deflected ball to Tucker. Over the top. Cooper. Nice outlet to Kersey. Ewing back. Danny Young. Robinson. On line, but too long, and here comes Trent Tucker. Block, Ainge, follow, score. Gerald Wilkins. Nice defensive play by Ainge, but a good follow. And Portland calls for timeout. 9:16 to play. The Knicks trail by 11. A fourth and final quarter. Danny Young. Yes. Young continues to shoot well. His 4th point tonight. It's 82-69 as you see as we move inside 9 minutes to play.
The Knicks down in this final period of play will rely predominantly on Patrick Ewing. Wilkins has been able to throw in a few here and there, but it has been a Ewing-dominated second half of play.
Drexler and Tucker. And Clyde drives him hard and scores. Drexler now with 22. Drexler and Ewing share game scoring honors. Portland up by 15 once again.
I mean, this is not a hard offense to figure out where the ball is going 99% of the time. They bring the ball down. If they don't have an initial opportunity for someone else, the ball is going to be set and tossed into Ewing. The defenses are all collapsing, and you watch, when the ball comes inside, they have no cutters.
Ewing.
Now, that's why you can have the entire opposing team come to him, even though he gets fouled this time. These are hard shots that he's forced to try to make.
The foul was the second on Wayne Cooper. Blazers' first team foul of the 4th quarter. Knicks have 2 fouls. And here's Ewing again. Patrick on the night, 9 of 19 from the field. He has made 5 of 7 free throws. He has 7 rebounds. (84-71).
They have a mismatch. We'll see how Portland responds. Cooper at the iron.
Block, Kenny Walker. Shot clock at 6. Clyde for 3. Yes! Another 3 by Drexler. He has 25 points. And they're seeing in New York tonight, Steve, why people are talking about Clyde in terms of top candidates for most valuable player this year. Great team and a great year. Blazers by 16. Ewing turns it over to Cliff Robinson.
Ewing tried to wrap around Drexler.
And Clyde with 27. And the Blazers lead by 18. And now they're blowing New York out, and John McLeod has seen enough. Timeout Phoenix. Portland leading by 18. 7 minutes to go in the game. And the Blazers force another New York turnover.
Another change. Danny Young got to that ball. Ainge saved it. And they have a chance with a mismatch with Drexler on Jonathan Stark. He's asking for the ball.
Clyde to Mark Bryant. And Mark is fouled on his way to the hoop. It's Cooper, Bryant, Drexler, Ainge, and Danny Young. Oakley will now return for New York. Walker will come out. Kiki Vandeweghe about to check back in for the Knicks. Steve, quick update on Clyde. 27 points, 11 of 19 from the field, including 2 threes and 9 rebounds.
Drexler reassertion into the ball game. The Trailblazers are ahead by 11. He scored 7 in that stretch to push the lead as the Trailblazers have now begun to dominate the 4th period of play. John McLeod has made several changes. Here's another one. Wilkins will now
block. And here comes Greg Grant. Drexler grins as the water bug glides, slides, and finally the ball is lost out of bounds.
The problem for Greg Grant is even with the quickness, he gets so deep in the floor that he can't finish the play because people will block the shot. He's got to make his move right away when he's got an open court and then get to the basket with that quickness.
Terry Porter and Danny Young out for the Blazers. Starks on the ring and hits the three-pointer. John Starks. Turnovers in the ball game, Steve. Knicks with 17 and Portland with only 7. Steal.
One is that Porter just threw that one right to Starks, who can't pick it up.
Here's Jackson. Mark misses and the fans groan. And now boo. Ainge behind the back. Drexler. Porter for 3. Yes! 94 to 76. 4:40 to play. And with Portland leading by 18, John McLeod calls timeout, and many in the
gives you the easiest chance to score. Where's the first one? Duckworth against Eddie Lee Wilkins. Terry Porter and Drexler can score on their men as well as Danny Ainge. So now you just got to decide how you want the points to come to you. Duckworth on the outside.
20 points for Kevin Duckworth. Drexler leads the way with 27, Duckworth 20, and Porter with 13 for the Knicks, 26 for Ewing, and Wilkins with 14. Here's Vandeweghe for 3. 3-point field goal for Kiki, only his 3rd basket of the night. And it's 96 to 79. Porter.
Right in the iron. See, and now, again, we talk about passing and cutting, and that's what happens. When you get a ball going to the wing and a player comes down the lane, the defense is forced to react. If they don't, you got 2.
Wilkins in traffic, forced the shot, and Duckworth comes out with it. 3:20 to play. Drexler to Duck. Hey, hot hand. I mean, he feels 22 for Kevin Duckworth.
The question you ask in this situation, you're down 21 points. Why is that man over there holding his hands out to the side and they're calling plays? They're trying to get some sort of offense. Jackson finally is from the outside. But a lot of the problem for these guys that the crowd is booing here in New York is they can't get any offensive rhythm. They can't see the ball enough, shoot it enough in order to get a chance to get a feel for the shot.
2:40 to play. Here's Duckworth. Scores inside. Kevin scoring at will. He has 24. I guess my question, Steve, is, you know, John McLeod's been in this game for years, 18 at the pro level. Why doesn't he have cutters? Why does he have such a stagnant team? He's coached them for 10 games now.
Many times, and the league has kind of a standard way of playing against a double team, and they get into this habit of perhaps thinking that that's the best way. They have got to respond to that. Remember how much we used to talk about Portland learning passing, cutting. Took about 3.5 years before they actually understood what that was going to mean.
Rick Adelman will now clear his bench. He'll bring in Drazen Petrovic, number 44, Ala Abdelnaby, number 31, and back in Danny Young.
Clyde come out of the game and said, don't take anybody else's time. You've hogged enough of the show as it is. Cliff Robinson in.
A lot of smiles on that Blazer bench, and why not? Two minutes to play. Vandeweghe. Foul is called. It's on Cliff Robinson. Steve, a lot of people are trying to put the success of this Portland team in perspective, and against the most successful starting team of all time for the Blazers, the 77-78 team that opened 50-10. When they won their 25th game, they had lost 4 and were 25-4. By beating New York tonight, the Blazers will go to 25-3. Vandeweghe makes both free throws. (102-83) Blazers were in the final 2 minutes of the ball game. Mark Bryant. 4 points for Mark Bryant.
Portland now is deciding on the post up, and they got small people in, and Robinson and Bryant have chances to score under control without the threat of Patrick Ewing. All they have to do is take their time. They'll get a good opportunity.
Alaa Abdelnaby matched up with Gerard Mustaf, and of course they played against each other as collegians and as preps. Mustaf from Maryland, Alaa played at Duke.
They got a hold foul on Bryant, and that will send Charles Oakley to the line.
Clyde Drexler. He'll be on the front pages of the sports sections tomorrow in New York, Steve.
Well, he was on the front pages today, so it'll be a rerun of what it was, and Drexler and the Trailblazers burned the New York Knicks as they come back. You know, they were a little bit unhappy about the fact that they had to travel cross country to play the day after Christmas. But I think if you can get these kinds of results, you will take the long trip.
Oakley wearing out a spot on the hardwood. And the rebound to Alaa. 104-84, minute 25 to play. Here's Drazen. No good. Rebound Mark Jackson. Lead to Oakley. Mustaf. Tap by Oakley, won't go, and he draws the foul. Now, one thing Oakley does is rebound extremely well. There have been some questions in Chicago and New York about his shot selection.
The problem for Oakley was he was a great offensive, defensive player in college at Virginia Union. He feels he still has a chance to have more offense and a game to show in the pros, and it hurts him because he wants to be more at the offensive end rather than be the guy that rebounds and scores off the glass and takes an occasional cutting pass to the hoop.
Oakley now with 11 points, 13 rebounds, 104-86. Coming up on the final minute of play. Blazers to 25-3. New York will go to 12-14. Alaa Abdelnaby, yes. The roar in the crowd probably coming from friends and relatives, Steve.
I think if they get Petrovic to score, everyone on the team will have scored tonight.
Here's Kiki. And Vandeweghe scores. Well, let's see. I don't have a point for Wayne Cooper. There's the tap up and in.
Well, Petro raised his hand, but they gave him after the clip.
Well, hey, he's a New York guy, Steve. He's from Buffalo. Here's Vandeweghe underneath.
And Vandeweghe's had a big period. He's got 11, but really all of it too late and most of it meaningless as the Trailblazers dominated the second half of play.
Alaa with Oakley. Wants to drive. We have a whistle. Foul is on Charles Oakley. No, just ball out of bounds. 19 seconds to play. Blazers leading 108-90. Bryant had the lay and couldn't handle the pass. Jackson, Vandeweghe, 3 steps and scores. Yeah, let's see if Blazers can get a hoop for Drazen.
Well, they can. It's a question whether they put it in the air.
Oh! I mean, he hit one of those lower branches, Steve. Whoa.
Oakley's not going to give you anything.
Well, I mean,
Drazen was wide open at the basket. Going to put him on the line.
Drazen almost left his head in New York. I see you're working out the kinks to your neck right now. Drazen misses both. Jackson. And that'll do it. The Portland Trail Blazers whip the New York Knicks and go to 25-3. The final score at Madison Square Garden. The Trail Blazers 108 and New York 92.
The next game here at Madison Square Garden will be Saturday afternoon. Game time is at 1 p.m. when the Knicks host the Milwaukee Bucks. Ladies and gentlemen, Madison Square Garden and the New York Knickerbockers, thank you for coming. Have a safe trip home. Good night.
I will need to come on first. Off camera. Yeah. Red or black line will go on the floor. Red or black.
Oh, do huh? Okay. Stand by, big boy. Everybody's on you. I think you should worry about those predictions you made, huh?
Clyde Drexler and Kevin Duckworth combined for 51 points as the Portland Trail Blazers win their 25th game of the year and beat the New York Knicks 108-92 at Madison Square Garden. Coming up next, our postgame show. Steve will talk with John Wetzel and Kevin Duckworth. We'll have second half highlights in our final Computerland stats board. And our friends at the Miller Brewing Company remind you to think when you drink.
Portland Trailblazer basketball has been brought to you by Payless Drug Stores, helping you get the most out of life. By your area BP station, BP, on the move throughout Oregon. By GTE, when it comes to designing a winning play for your telecommunication system, call GTE, because at GTE, the power is on. By First Interstate Bank of Oregon, we go the extra mile for you. And by Miller Lite, when it's Miller Lite, less filling really tastes great. Executive Producer Director of Trailblazer Basketball, George Watt. Coordinating Producer, J.R. Hellman. This has been a Blazer Broadcasting sports presentation.
But this wasn't the same couple. You and Duckworth last year.
Was he here last year?
Yeah, he was here for the. You wouldn't know. No, he wasn't out here for the game.
I wasn't. It's Clyde, no. I just had 40. No, Clyde had a terrible game. That's when he didn't make a shot. He went to Boston.
Yeah,
after that.
that's right.
Yeah, he was ugly that night. Yeah.
Jerome? Terry.
Terry had a good night. So how was Christmas, John?
Good, short.
New tie.
No, I had that.
Ah.
I got that pre-season.
Oh, okay.
Cold-blooded fan.
Yeah. Yes.
That's good.
Bob up.
Yeah. They get some everybody in the stands, they throw it in.
Washington beat them the same way they did.
Tonight's postgame show is brought to you by your local Chevy Geo dealers, the Portland Trail Blazers and the Chevy S10 Blazers. They're two proven winners. And by True Value Hardware. You can do it with True Value Hardware stores. Let's go to Steve Jones, John Wetzel, and Kevin Duckworth.
All right, Pat, these guys are almost casual and so used to winning now that, you know, they expect to be out here. Well, let's start with you, John, because it's always the game plan, and when it works, coaches feel very good about it. And tonight, the idea was to make some other people beat you other than Patrick Ewing, and you did a good job defensively against Ewing, and the other guys didn't get into me.
Yeah, we did. He got some points, which he's going to get because he's a good player and he's going to take shots. But we think the key is if you don't let Kiki and Wilkins and those others get the 20, 25-point nights to supplement what Patrick does, and if you can keep them from getting those kind of nights, you're going to have a chance to win.
All right, and Kevin Duckworth, as the opposing center, part of your job is to make him work harder. You came out tonight, got the first score. Did you feel like tonight was going to be a night which you'd be more offensive-minded?
Yes, I was, because I knew how we played him in Portland. And I knew if I got him working hard trying to defend me, he'd get pretty tired. And he was huffing and puffing a little bit. And so, you know, plus I had great help from my teammates. I mean, it was unreal. He tried to make a move, they was there.
All right, let's take a look at the monitor, and you can tell us what happened on some of the plays. We've yet to see exactly which Duckworth score this is, but you take a look and you tell.
Well, that was just a little jump shot there. I don't know exactly what it was, a C play out of bounds. And it was just, I was wide open, so I just took the shot.
All right, John, now part of the game plan seemed to be to draw Ewing outside. And when he was outside, instead of having Duck go in, just stay out and get the opportunity to shoot over the top. It seemed to be very effective. With Kevin and centers like that, is that going to be something you'll try to do more often? You got Olajuwon, you got Robinson, same kind of players.
Exactly. What we do with Duck is bring him out a lot of times in the pick and roll with either Terry or Clyde, and Duck is so good at after setting the pick, finding the open spot and shooting that jump shot. Plus tonight, Duck did a great job when his teammates penetrated. He found the open spot because Patrick is a shot blocker. He's going to leave Duck and go help on the drive, and Duck spotted up. We got him the ball, and he finally made some shots.
Wait a minute, wait. I got to ask you one thing. What do you say to Cliff Robinson when he said, I hope you learn how to pass? Didn't you make some passes tonight?
Oh, yeah, I made some passes, but I was surprised when Cliff gave me that pass down the middle for that layup. I looked at him, had to shake his hand.
All right. That's it, guys. Thanks. All right, good luck on the rest of the trip. You got a few ball games going to be tested yet, so stay in shape.
Thanks, bro.
All right, let's be back with more post-game right after this.
Yes, I have it right here. Both of tonight's postgame guests will receive $100 gift certificates from True Value, your store of first choice. Blazers win by 16. Let's look at the highlights.
No one man can beat the Portland Trailblazers, and that was the attitude that they had. If they could be the aggressors at the defensive end of the floor, force some turnovers, their depth and balance would take over. Drexler had a dominating second half of play himself and made it easy for Portland to put this game away, but they reacted to the ball much better than the New York Knicks. And it was Clyde Drexler and Jerome Kersey, Terry Porter combining to make it a difficult evening for the Knicks inside. Now notice how many people swarmed to the ball, and it's tough for Ewing to get any room to operate, and most of the Knicks' efforts at the offensive end came in a scrambling variety. This is going against the shot clock. They have a tough opportunity here with Starks pulling the trigger. They don't get the shot to fall. They nearly get the rebound there. But it was that kind of evening for Ewing and company where if he didn't get the initial score, there were very few scores available. Deflected ball here. Again, notice how quickly Portland is reacting to where the ball is out on the floor. Cliff Robertson was ahead on that play. Had they been able to stick a fork in it and pick it up, he would have had an easy two. Defense, and you always hear coaches talk about it, but I think defense and good defense translates into better offense, and when a team is going well offensively, they naturally have a lot more energy at the defensive end of the floor. Kevin Duckworth had an easy night against Eddie Lee Wilkins, and at the end of the ball game, it was any shot he wanted, any place out on the floor.
We'll be back with our final Computerland stats board in just a moment. Hey, wearing our new ties.
Your eyes look a lot better now.
I had some.
We've got, what, George, about 90 seconds here? 2 minutes? Okay. Just enough time for my wife to see the tie she bought me for Christmas, so.
She saw it. She picked it out.
I know. But if she doesn't see it on TV, she'll probably be real disappointed. And I know our director will take care of that. Blazers win at 108-92. Let's look at our final Computerland stats board.
Tremendous second half for Clyde, pushed him in the lead as the Trailblazers' leading scorer. Third period was a big one for Ewing. He ended up the big scorer for the New York Knicks. Rebound, Drexler came on in that area. Oakley had a good start, continued as he was a leading rebounder for the New York Knicks. The numbers that really make a difference, field goal percentage, Portland had the better of that. They edged him in rebounds. They took better care of the basketball. It turned out to be a dominating victory for Portland.
And, of course, one footnote I think we'd have to add, Steve, and that's a year ago the Blazers came in here and won, but Clyde Drexler made only 1 of 10 shots from the floor and had a very disappointing night. He comes back and shows New York what Clyde Drexler is all about tonight.
Clyde has had a tremendous season, the team as well. They want to continue to win, and they kind of made a point to win the first game of each road trip. They did that tonight. We'll see how the rest of the road trip goes.
Well, our next cable game will match the Portland Trailblazers and the Los Angeles Lakers. You might put it on your calendar because it will be 2 days after the new year. January 3rd, we'll see Magic Johnson and the Los Angeles Lakers, and that will be against the Trailblazers at Memorial Coliseum. The Trailblazers here win. They are now 25-3. They go to Charlotte tomorrow night and have a chance to be not only the best in the NBA, but right now it's a team that's headed towards the history books.
Well, Charlotte's playing in Detroit tonight, so both teams will be traveling and coming back to the Hornets' nest. And the thing that Portland has to do again is remain aggressive. And if they do on this trip, I think they'll come away with the plus on the trip. You can't expect them to sweep every road trip that they take. They've got a tough Milwaukee team ahead of them. But if you're the aggressor, you're playing your game, your chances are greater that you'll win.
All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. As we like to say, without you out there, we're nowhere here. From Madison Square Garden, good night.